On July 30th, 2022, rapper Lil Durk had an accident while performing at the Lollapalooza Music Festival in Chicago, and that was the last time anyone heard anything about music from the rapper. While Durk has stayed silent, fans have argued that the rapper's career has hit rock bottom, and it's all been a result of the tragedies he has faced so far. Do you think one of Chicago's greatest rappers has taken a bow? The rise of Lil Durk. Born October 19th, 1992, in Inglewood, Chicago, Illinois, Durk Derrick Banks, aka Lil Durk, has come to be known as one of the greatest rappers in the Chicago rap drill scene. Before becoming who he is today, Lil Durk had to go through it all. Life became hard for the rapper, right from his 7 months on Earth. At only 7 months old, Lil Durk's father was in prison for life. He was forced to grow up without a father figure, and this forced him to a life on the streets. Life got tougher for Lil Durk when he turned 17. He was forced to drop out of high school after he had his first child. In order to fend for his family, Durk found himself in the Black Disciple street gang, and from there, he kicked off his rap career and got involved in shady deals and gang crimes that got him locked up behind bars. After serving 87 days behind bars, Lil Durk returned to take his rap career more seriously. In 2011, he signed a record deal with French Montana and Chicago rapper Chief Keef, and he released 2 tracks, Sneak Dissin' and I'm a Hitter, under the record label. The following year, on October 19th, 2012, Durk released his 3rd mixtape, Life Ain't No Joke. That same year, in December 2012, he released the track L's Anthem, which was remixed featuring French Montana as a re-release. The success of L's Anthem put Lil Durk on the charts, which was the beginning of his mainstream success. Durk accepted a joint venture deal with his collective Only the Family and Def Jam Recordings in 2013, and by October 14th, 2013, he released his first mixtape under the label Signed to the Streets. 2013 was a big year for Lil Durk in his career, as the Signed to the Streets mixtape was named the 8th best mixtape of 2013 by Rolling Stone. The following year, in 2014, he was named part of that XXL freshman class. Lil Durk's big break came in the year 2015 when he released his debut album. On June 2nd, 2015, he released Remember My Name. The album peaked at number 14 on the Billboard 200 with 28,000 equivalent album units. It sold 24,000 copies in its first week. He released his 6th mixtape in December of 2015, 300 Days, 300 Nights. The following year, in 2016, Lil Durk released his 2nd studio album, Lil Durk 2X, but it failed to achieve as much success as his debut album. His lack of success on his 2016 album forced him to break from releasing studio albums. So, Durk spent the whole of 2017 releasing several mixtapes. Love Songs for the Streets in February, Super Vultures, a collaborative mixtape with Lil Reese in August, Signed to the Streets 2.5 in October, and Blooders, a collaborative mixtape with C Grizzly in December. The following year, in 2018, Lil Durk left Def Jam Records and signed to Alamo and Interscope Records and released his 3rd studio album, Signed to the Streets 3, on November 9th, 2018, under Alamo/Interscope. Love Songs for the Streets 2, Lil Durk's 4th studio album, was released on August 2nd, 2019. With the album getting peaked at number 4 on Billboard 200, there was no doubt that Lil Durk had hit the peak of his career. Between the years 2020 and 2022, Lil Durk aimed higher and worked with top artists like Drake, Kanye West, and Lil Baby. He continued to top charts and sell records until his career hit the brakes. Lil Durk's downward spiral. The 12 years of Lil Durk's career have had their ups and downs, from getting locked up and facing charges to losing his best friend, King Von, his brother D-Thang, and his wife-to-be, India Royale. Life exploded right before the rapper's eyes on July 30th, 2022, after one of the pyrotechnic devices exploded near his face and hit him in the right eye. And by December 18th, 2022, the big crash happened after he found himself in a ghastly accident that almost took him out. King Von. November 6th, 2020, did not only mark the day that Chicago rapper and best friend of Lil Durk, King Von, lost his life, but it also marked the beginning of the fall of Lil Durk. On that fateful day, Lil Durk was putting on a show for his fans on Instagram Live when comments on the tragedy began to pop up on the screen. King Von got hit. Prayers for King Von. Von got hit. The comments read. The clearly shaken Lil Durk went off the live session in no time. The news of King Von's passing hit the media. The Chicago gangster turned rapper had visited a nightclub and in Atlanta on the night of the tragedy. Unfortunately for him, he got involved in a brawl with the wrong guys, and it all ended in tragedy. The passing of King Von took a huge toll on Lil Durk and his rap career. Their relationship had blossomed when they were only teenagers in the streets of Chicago. King Von and Lil Durk grew up hand in hand like brothers. So when King Von got released from jail in 2018, Lil Durk took him under his wings and built Von's career as a rapper. Von, who was only 26 at the time of his passing, was signed to Lil Durk's Only the Family record label and had collaborated with Lil Durk on different tracks. The passing of King Von greatly affected Lil Durk, who sought to take vengeance on the men responsible for this tragedy. Not far from his reach are NBA Youngboy, Quando Rondo, and Lil Tim, the men accused of taking King Von out. However, even after 2 years, Lil Durk has failed to slide for Von. Lil Durk's failure to slide for Von has led his fans to believe he isn't as tough as he claims to be in his rap. Many fans have called him out and said if it were him in place of King Von would have taken his revenge on the men responsible. Lil Durk went as far as acknowledging that fans weren't happy with him. He featured on Nardo's Wix track, Who Won't Smoke, where he rapped,
They be on my page like slap for Von, I know they trolling me.
Lil Durk has no doubt felt the loss of King Von as his career began to face huge rivalry and life-threatening beef in the rap industry. While the passing of King Von may have played a huge role in Lil Durk's fall from fame, it was only the start of the tragedy Lil Durk was set to face. D-Thang. 7 months after the tragedy of King Von's passing hit Lil Durk, he was faced with yet another tragic attack after his brother, Dante Banks, aka D-Thang, was hit at a club in their hometown of Chicago on June 7th, 2021. D-Thang had gone into the Club O nightclub in Chicago, where an altercation broke out. An on-duty cop who went to the scene after hearing multiple sounds was reported to have been hit. He, however, reported that there was crossfire on the scene, and it was unable to tell who the people were. Sadly, D-Thang was taken out. When the authorities got to the scene that fateful night, D-Thang had already passed on. Exactly 17 days after the tragedy, Lil Durk took to his Instagram where he shared pictures of himself and D-Thang. Durk wrote in the caption, D-Thang, little brother, OTF hits. The passing of King Von and D-Thang certainly contributed to the fall of Lil Durk's career. But even more, the fallen members of his Only the Family record label left the rapper beyond broken. The hit of Lil Durk's most loved cousin, OTF Nunu, left the rapper crushed. On June 2nd, 2014, at about 3:02 p.m., Lil Durk's cousin, OTF Nunu, aka Newski, was sitting in an SUV at the 700 block of East 87th Street in the South Side neighborhood, where someone began to open fire at him. Newski, who was only 21 at the time, tried to escape the men, but unfortunately, he crashed into the front of a store in a strip mall at 87th and Cottage Grove. The tragic passing of Newski came when Lil Durk and Newski were at the peak of their careers. Newski lost his life just 2 days after he signed with the record label.
Of Newski signing his deal like 2 days before he got.
Yeah.
That's horrible, man. Like, how long have y'all, were you talking about signing him before he actually signed his deal?
Like, shit, we first started rapping, like 8 months.
Really?
Yeah.
The passing of Newski was heartbreaking for Lil Durk, who could not celebrate Newski after he got signed.
After he signed the deal, like, how'd y'all celebrate?
We didn't really even get a chance. I ain't nothing. We didn't get a chance.
How'd you feel when you heard about the news?
Like regular, it's like regular. Emotional as hell.
In the early hours of March 27th, 2015, Lil Durk's manager, Uchenna Gina, aka OTF Chino Dollar, was taken out while sitting in a car at the 8400 block of South Stony Island Avenue. Chino was sitting in a parked car in front of the Stony Sub restaurant when approached the vehicle and opened fire. All of these tragedies Lil Durk has had to face in his lifetime have both built and broken his career. While he built his career by rapping about how tough life had been and how he lost most of his friends.
How many of your friends do you think you lost to violence? You know?
Like 20.
20 friends?
I think like 20.
Not 20 people you knew, 20 actual friends.
Yeah, like 20, 30 people.
So, I mean, at 20, how do you feel? You know, I mean, how does it affect you? I mean, obviously the first time it happened, it was, you know.
But you can't break down though.
Nah.
Yeah, especially by being like a leader. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people got an eyes on me. So if I'm over here crying, I can't have them.
The loss of his friends also played a major role in Lil Durk's downward spiral. Sadly, no arrests were ever made for any of these tragedies. India Royale. September 2022 brought about the biggest decline Lil Durk has faced in his 12-year career. Many of Lil Durk's fans have argued that the end of his relationship did not bring his career to an end, but his actions following the breakup convinced fans that India may have played a major role in Lil Durk's downward spiral. Durk's biggest downfall came on September 10th, 2022, when his ex-fiancée, who he shares a daughter with, India, made certain tweets that hinted that the couple had split up. India's tweets left the fans confused.
I decided to take myself to lunch, and I was lonely.
The tweet read. While fans tried to figure out what the rapper's girlfriend meant, India followed up the tweet by saying,
I don't think I like dining alone. Maybe because it's my first time.
It didn't take a while for her fans to figure out that she was referring to Lil Durk. For more clarity, fans dropped comments in the comment section of the tweet, asking why she didn't go to eat with Lil Durk. India Royale, however, made a series of other tweets, and in one of them she wrote,
I was about to tell y'all something, but I don't feel like hearing y'all mouths.
The tweet kept fans guessing if the couple's love had come crashing down. India's final tweet on the issue gave all the answers her fans sought.
I'm a free agent,
she wrote, but did this put Lil Durk in a downward spiral? Everything went downhill for Durk from there. The rapper went from delaying music releases to throwing a tantrum on social media before deactivating his Instagram account due to the heartbreak he suffered from his breakup from his fiancée, India Royale, on September 12, 2022. Just 2 days after India Royale made the shocking revelations on Twitter, Lil Durk broke his silence via his Instagram, where he shared a picture of himself with the caption, "That cat emoji mine forever. Welcome to Death Row." This post made it clear that the rapper was going through a breakup, but Durk didn't seem to go downhill until India responded to the post with some words of her own. A cap emoji was all it took India to break Lil Durk. Although she didn't tag Lil Durk on this post, it came right after he made his Instagram post. It became clear that things had gone downhill for Lil Durk as he deactivated his Instagram account a couple of hours after India made her post. Durk wasn't heard from in months. No new projects, no new releases, and nothing to let his fans know he's still in the game.